What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the 4th and 12 podcast here with my co-host Chris. How you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing good. How's everyone doing out there?
Hope everyone's doing good. Today's Wednesday, and we're just gonna keep talking about football. You know, it's what we love. First things first, just announced about an hour ago, new opening day for NFL. Seattle Seahawks will host the Patriots, the New England Patriots, a Super Bowl rematch off the bat, off the rip. That's what I wanted. I want to get it out of the way. I want everyone to know that we were there, we dominated. And yeah, what do you think, Chris? I know you kind of thought it was going to be the Bears, which I thought that kind of would have been fun too. But since it's the Patriots, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that considering that we just saw that matchup, 4 months ago, 3 months ago, I kind of expect the same. I don't expect a lot to change. I mean, we're going to be at home.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of noise. I think that Drake May is going to have a lot that he's going to have to figure out. But other than that, I think it'll be a good game. We'll see how much baggage Mike Vrabel brings with him. With
Yeah.
the Diana Rossini stuff and everything. I mean, that's gonna be the talk of everything the whole week up before the
Before
game.
kickoff, it's going to be nothing but that.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be. It should be, these Seattle Seahawks are the Super Bowl champions. They just beat these Patriots. Let's see what they can do. But like you said, the talk is literally going to be about Mike Vrabel and
Yep.
Diana Rossini. And
Yep.
that's the reality of it because that's what gets a lot of views too.
Yep. So, but no, I mean, other than that, I think that it'll be a competitive game. And it'll be interesting to see how the Patriots, if they've improved their line play at all. I haven't
Hmm.
really paid too close of attention to their draft and who they've picked up in free agency, but it'll be interesting. I mean, I know that we've lost a couple players too, so we're gonna have to really, buckle down them chin straps and get out there and go get it. So it'll be a good game, I think. And plus, you get to another matchup that we're not talking about that we should be, is you get to see JSN go against Gonzo again, which I think is going to be good.
That's true. Honestly, I didn't even think about that. No, I'm excited for this. Honestly, like you said, rematch that was only 4 months ago. By the time minicamp gets over with and all that preseason stuff, honestly, there's gonna be two different teams. The Patriots might have AJ Brown. We don't have Kenneth Walker. We got Jadarian Price. There are a little bit of things. I think they have beefed up their offensive line in the draft. I think they had like 10 or 12 picks this last draft. So they had added a lot of new faces for sure too, and so did we. So I am super excited about that. The full schedule has not been released yet. Should be released tomorrow. So we will update, what our wins and losses and everything else that will come with that tomorrow on tomorrow's episode.
Yeah. Schedule is set to be released tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific. So um, once that comes out, we'll get a video made, get it up. We may even go live depending on if we can get that situated and that figured out. Um, so let me ask you this, man. What are you anticipating as far as Drake May seeing this defensive line again? What do you
Yeah.
think is going to happen? I mean, because it wasn't just a defensive line either. I mean, Mike McDonald dialed up, safety blitzes, corner
Yeah.
blitz. He was coming from every edge, every A gap, B gap. There was a lot for the young quarterback to try to figure out. So, what do you think is going to happen here?
Yeah. Mike McDonald dialed up so much. I think Devin Witherspoon blitzed like 5 or 6 times, which he has only done like that's how many times he blitzed the entire year. And so they really changed it up for this specific game, the Super Bowl. I think they are gonna have to switch it up again because the Patriots might be expecting something similar. But if it works, keep going at it. But I just think the Patriots, Mike Vrabel is still a smart coach. He won Coach of the Year, so I'm not gonna take this too lightly. They are, the AFC champions. They got there, for a reason. Drake May, he had a lot of growing up to do. I don't know how much that can help. Our defense, we didn't lose too many key pieces on defense. Yeah, Kobe Bryant, yeah, Reek Woolen, but I think the players that were behind these guys are going to step up. I really do,
Hmm.
especially with the full offseason. And Mike McDonald is just a defensive genius. They're going to have to get a little bit more star power, maybe like an AJ Brown, to compete, on the outside with some of those other receivers that they got. They
Yeah.
got a Romeo Dobbs too, I think, Kayshawn Booty. Um, I just still don't think it's enough. I think their offensive line still didn't get as enough of an improvement as they would want, and to face this defensive line, one of the top defensive lines in the entire league. I think he's the one that's gonna start seeing ghosts.
Is Will Campbell out there still? Is he still playing left tackle? Because if they ain't
I
fixed that, it's going to be a rough game.
T-Rex arms right there. I think he might go extinct after facing them back-to-back games.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and it sucks for the young guy because I know he had a lot of promise coming out of college. So
For
hopefully
sure.
he can get it dialed in and figured out. But yeah, I
Not
don't know.
against our line. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think, a lot of people maybe didn't want this matchup because not much has changed, and we just saw it, like you said, 4 months ago. I think it might be just a route. I think we're just gonna pump the brakes, not pump the brakes on them, but just beat the brakes off them. That's what I meant to say. And we'll see. Maybe the Patriots will surprise us. Maybe the AJ Brown thing might help, but he's AJ Brown's not going to save your team. I don't care. He's okay, but he's getting on the other side of, he's
Yeah.
probably up there 28 maybe.
I think
We'll
he's like the
see.
same age as DK because I think
Yeah,
they're from
same
the same
draft,
draft. Yeah.
but
But
I just don't think they have enough to really compete. Then
yeah.
nothing's really changed drastically, I feel enough. Honestly, not much has changed except for distractions in that locker room, it seems like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
that's for true.
everyone's
That's for
talking
sure.
about Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel, and then on the other hand, they're talking about AJ Brown, who's literally
No,
not even on the team yet.
yep. Yeah.
So it's like
Well,
I don't
and
know.
there's a lot of time to figure. I mean, who knows? Maybe this Rossini stuff will die down. It don't seem like it's going to because it's every other week something new comes out. You know what I mean? It's
No, it's
crazy to
not. We're
me.
still talking about it right now. So I
Yeah.
don't think it's going to die down. I think it's only going to ramp up once the season starts, especially since they're the first game of the year. It just kind of makes sense, honestly, unfortunately for them.
Yeah. No, but I don't know. I really like. I'm excited to see that Gonzo JSN rematch. I think that could be probably the. I want to say that could probably be the battle of the year to start it off with. You know what I mean? As far as like cornerback versus wide receiver,
For sure.
watching those two battle.
That's a top, 1-2 wide receiver going to get top 1-2 cornerback. And they had a very good battle at the Super Bowl too, so it was really fun to watch. And
Yeah.
I'm excited to see, because they're gonna have to do something different on defense too to stop us. If our run
Well,
game's still running.
you got a new offensive coordinator too, so then we're gonna have to be feeling out, how that works and how that's gonna go as
Yeah, we
well.
saw how our first game of the year happened last year with the new, offensive
See, yeah,
coordinator. It didn't really work out. It might take some time for some ramp up with this new
yeah,
OC for sure, Brian Fleury, but against a team that we have familiarity with,
yep.
we'll see. We know who they are,
I
and they know who we are.
yeah, I blame Tyreek Woolen. Like I said, week 1 last year, Tyreek Woolen's fault,
Yeah,
100%.
I think he mishapped on 2 catches, one down the sideline to Pearsall, and then the touchdown. That's brutal. You can't have that.
Yeah,
And now he's off the team.
yep.
But I mean, that was a year ago. So off the team, we on to new things.
On to bigger and better things, that's for sure. So,
Awesome. Well,
okay.
another topic we want to talk about, keeping it Seahawk related, is a potential deal for potential new stadium. With the sale of the team on the forefront. Um, the new owner, whoever that may be, there's been some bids in already. The rumor is they're going to want to potentially build a new stadium because our stadium, as iconic as it is, as beautiful as it is, it screams Pacific Northwest to me. I love it. A lot of teams are moving to domes. A lot of teams are moving to domes so they can have concerts in the winter and other things like that.
Host the Super Bowl.
Host a Super Bowl, this and that. It's all money driven. I think it's unfortunate. I think we have a beautiful stadium, but give me your thoughts, Chris. What do you think on this situation?
I think it's crazy. I mean, the stadium's what, 25 years old. I mean, I guess that's old in the terms of, stadiums.
Yeah, I
I think
guess.
I think the Kingdome was younger than Lumen when they tore it down, but the Kingdome
Well,
was a POS. I mean,
yeah,
there's no arguing that fact.
yeah.
But I really like Lumen Field. I think it's a great arena. I've been
It's
there.
iconic.
What,
Many
12
times.
12 times, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
For all
it's
events
awesome.
too.
Yeah.
For all
Yeah.
events. It's just yeah, they just want the closed stadium vibes, and it's kind of unfortunate that there might not even be a deal because of that because they're like, "Hey, I want a new stadium," and the city's gonna be like, "Nah,
Yeah,
we're
I mean,
good."
as progressive as Seattle is, it's you ain't getting a deal out there. It's not gonna
No,
happen. No.
no, that's all the politics and stuff come into
Mm-hmm.
that too,
Yep.
and whoever's gonna buy the stadium or buy the team, good luck with that. But I don't see it happening. Who knows?
I
You
could
know,
see, I
money
could see him,
talks
I could see him possibly renovating Lumen.
for
That would
sure.
be cool. I mean, I don't know about putting a dome on it. I think that's kind of stupid. It takes away from the whole, aura of football, being outdoors, playing in the elements. That's what you love. You come to Seattle, it's wet, it's cold, you're going to be battling.
Yep,
Shitty for them, great for
yep,
us, you
yep,
know?
exactly.
So,
Yeah, exactly. When you think Seattle, obviously most people think rain,
yep,
and that is a benefit to us because we get to practice in that. Seattle Seahawks get to practice in that. Not that it rains all the time, but we use that to an advantage, and just how the stadium infrastructure is, the sound waves that go into there because of the dome, the half dome we have. All that's hearsay, I guess. Like we talked about, money talks. They
yeah,
want concerts there. They want the Super Bowl there. They want to host the ESPYS there. Whatever they want to do, it works better when there's a dome. But I don't see it happening. I hope whatever person buys the Seahawks can just deal with what they have. You know what I
right,
mean?
yeah,
And not change too much. That's what we don't want from a new owner is them coming in and
yeah,
just changing everything. That's the worst thing. Worst case scenario.
yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, we don't want, I mean, I don't want, I mean, this is going to sound bad, but I feel like if you're an owner and you want to buy the Seahawks, you need to be a West Coast owner. I don't want somebody that's from the East Coast because you don't get the same fanfare over here that you would, a team that's based on the East Coast. You don't get the same time.
Yeah.
Your windows are later. You're practically, like people say, Southern Alaska, right? So
Mhm.
I don't know. Whenever teams get sold and bought, I always flash back to the Sonics and then moving it, trying to move them and
Yeah.
moving things. And they tried to move the Seahawks before, and Paul Allen saved them.
Yep.
So, you know, I that's what scares me. I think most as a fan is just is this
The
guy gonna,
unknown.
yeah, is this guy gonna be the way you know Paul Allen's been? Is he gonna keep the team here? Is he gonna keep his hands off of stuff and let John Schneider run the show, or is he gonna try to
Right.
be like the Jets owner and call
Yeah.
picks and be, messing around and screwing up the team? I don't know. I'm nervous, but
Yeah,
both.
that's understandable. Definitely you don't want that. I think, it's not very many people have this amount of money to buy a team. I mean, we're looking at, north of $10 billion, and there's only so many people that have that type of money. So hopefully whichever new person comes in, I hear that it's not going to happen maybe like midway or maybe even after the season. So got a little bit of time to worry about that. But when it comes, we'll see,
Wait, wait, you don't got 10 billion laying around, Larry? I thought you were
Well, if we,
looking to
if
buy.
if you go halves on me, I do.
Yeah, yeah, right. I don't got that kind of money.
No, but yeah, we're looking forward to the new owner. I'm halfway excited to see who it is, but halfway, like you said, nervous just because us as Seattle fans, there's scars
Yeah.
that run deep.
Every time a team is sold, after it's been sold, it felt like somebody has tried to move it. I mean, the Mariners got threatened to be moved. They
Mm-hmm.
tried to take the Seahawks to Anaheim. They
Just
took, the Sonics, and it just seems like every time something gets sold around here, they try to take it away. So,
we don't got much up here in the Pacific Northwest. Let us have our sports.
yeah.
Leave
Yeah.
us alone. Just buy the team and sit down, please.
Right. Enjoy. Let Josh Snyder cook.
Let John Snyder cook. Just put the money into the facility, and when John Snyder asked for another $200 million to pay Sam Darnold, give it to him.
I need my guy to have a 10-year. I need John Schneider to have a 10-year contract extension. Lock
Yep,
him
we need
down.
extensions.
Lock him up.
Don't question. Do not question.
Yeah. Just do it.
Awesome, man. So, switching topics a little bit away from specifically Seattle sports, but keeping it football. Want to play a little game, I guess you want to call it. Looking last year, playoff picture. AFC, NFC. I want you to come up with two teams from each division that you think will make the playoffs that didn't last year, and then two teams that are going to be out of the playoffs that did make it this year.
Okay.
Let's start in the NFC, if you don't mind. And is there a team that you think might sneak into the playoffs that did not make it last year?
hmm So I know we've had a couple discussions about this already earlier today, just from talking and texting. I think that if I had to pick a team that was going to possibly miss the playoffs, and then a team that would replace that, I think there's a high likelihood that Green Bay misses the playoffs this year. And I know that's kind of low hanging fruit because they were the seventh seed already and they didn't look too hot going in. But the team that
Question marks.
the team that I would probably pick to be back in there would either be the Lions, because I think
Mm,
that they come back, the Lions, or one of those other NFC East teams. I mean, as much as I hate to say it, because I hate the Dallas Cowboys. I think the Cowboys, I mean, if they can get their defense shored up, they have a really good offense. I mean, what they average like 30 something points
yeah.
a game last year. They're the highest scoring offense in the entire league last year, I'm pretty sure. So,
Sorry to pause you right now, but I just got breaking news, NFL news that Devon Achane signed a 4-year, $68 million deal to stay with the Dolphins. I don't know if you have any topics or thoughts on that. That's quite a bit of money. If you want to do quick math, what's what 4 divided by 68? That you're looking at what north of
like
19,
18 mil a year.
18?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes him probably definitely in the top 3 or 2 running back paid, I think,
I
right?
ain't paying that kind of money.
For Devon Achane, he's good and young. I
No,
like
no, no, no.
that. But, they got a whole new coaching staff and everything in there. Like, do you really want to pay your running back right away before even the season starts? He did have some injuries too. But that was just some breaking news that just happened, so
Yeah.
I just wanted to announce that.
Well, I know that they got Malik Willis.
They got
So,
Malik Willis.
I mean,
Cool.
is is
Doesn't doesn't
who's
doesn't move
gonna
the
be
needle for
who's
me.
who's gonna play wide receiver?
They traded Jalen Waddle.
Gone. They released Tyreek, didn't they?
I don't think they've done that yet. I feel like they will. There must be some like new league year type deal where if they release them at a certain date, they can save some money potentially. I'm not sure if they have yet, but I know they had a decent draft, but that's a lot of money for a running back for sure. But he is really
Yeah.
good.
Well, Dolphins, I know a team that's looking to move on from a receiver. 49ers.
They'll take up anybody.
Yeah. You might like
uh,
that South Beach weather down there, get nice and toasty and warm.
hey, why
So
not? Eh?
I guess, Santa Clara is not terrible, but
No, it's not. But going back on topic, I guess, you mentioned the Packers. I agree with you. I think there's a lot of questions with them. Micah Parsons, I think he tore his ACL or some type of knee injury, pretty late last year, so he's not going to be there. They got
possibly.
they got a new defensive coach too. They got Gannon from Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't excite me either. But when you get a head coach that switches back to their normal, specific role on defense or offense, maybe they can hone in a little bit better and
Yeah.
be a better coach overall. I think they are out too. One team that I really like that I think is going to sneak in, potentially win their division. I mentioned it to you earlier, but I think the New Orleans Saints are going to make a splash this year. There's not much to win out. I mean, you have to beat the Panthers. The
Yeah.
Panthers made it in this year. I mean, I think the Saints can definitely do that. I think they were honestly, pretty close to the end of last year because they went on a streak.
Yeah.
But one couple reasons I think they're going to make it is they sneaky had a good defense the end of last year.
They had a pretty good
Tyler,
free agency too, if I
good
remember
free
correctly.
agency. They got Travis Etienne to replace an old Alvin Kamara. Tyler Shuck has been kind of balling, and they're keeping all their coaching staff, offense, defense, head
Yeah.
coach. They're all intact, and I think continuity, togetherness really does help a team.
Yeah.
And I think that they have a potential, chance to jump up and make a playoff run, honestly, or make
Yeah.
make it to the playoffs. I don't know about a playoff run, but make it there.
I think their offense will definitely be better. I mean, Kellen Moore knows what he's doing. I mean, he's proven it with the
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys, with the Eagles.
Yep.
He knows, and I think he even was he with the Chargers too. I think he was.
Yeah, I think you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I think you're right.
So I think he knows what he's doing. My only reluctancy is that defense is. I mean, didn't they lose? What's his name?
Cam Jordan.
Yeah, Cam Jordan. They lost him. Like they've
Yeah,
lost some pretty good players on that defensive side of the ball. So I think there'll be some questions there. We'll have to
for
wait and
sure.
see. I mean, questions aren't answered until you get on the
The
120
gridiron.
yard field.
Yeah,
So
100%.
so
So yeah, that's my team. I also think you mentioned the Cowboys. I low key kind of think the Giants might sneak in there too. I'm really high on Jackson Dart this year. I know how you feel about him, or maybe that team in general. They got Arvell Reese, the linebacker. They have
yeah.
Abdul Carter from last year with Harbaugh coming in. That guy's a culture changer, you know. I think they have, I think this is kind of an easy answer. I feel like a lot of people maybe are saying this too, but I think the Giants could sneakily get in there.
I
Neighbors coming
think
back too from injury.
I think Jackson Dart has a chance to be good. My only reluctancy with Jackson Dart is just his injury history.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude runs like Cam Scatterboo, but doesn't look like Cam Scatterboo. You know what I mean?
Two Scataboos on one team.
Yeah. So I don't know. I foresee him missing time with concussion, but
Yeah, if he can
luckily
stay
for them,
healthy.
Russell Wilson isn't backing him up. So maybe they'll
I
win
heard
some
that
more
he
games.
might go to the Jets. That was a
Yeah, back
rumor.
up Gino, but I guess he's trying to figure out if he wants to do that or
Broadcast, huh?
broadcast. Yeah, because I think they had him on CBS last year
They
for
did.
I think for the Giants bye week. He came up and did
Yeah,
a little
him
stuff
and
with them.
Jameis Winston. They both
Yeah,
did that.
yeah.
That's
So
funny. But so do you have an AFC team that you think might not make it and one that might sneak in?
my AFC team that I didn't really like last year,
Hmm.
and I wasn't sold on them. I'm not sold on them. I don't think the Steelers are going to make the playoffs this
They're
year.
on my list too. I don't think
I
they are either. There's so many
Aaron
questions.
Rodgers, you're done. I'm sorry. You're done. I
Chop
just
liver.
I don't know. I mean, he's what, 43, 44 years old?
I think he's 57.
Yeah, well, maybe from the hips down, from
Yeah,
his knees and his ACLs and his freaking
right.
everything. So, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not sold on the coach either there. I mean, Mike
No, Mike
McCarthy.
McCarthy.
No, no, I don't. I mean, I get it. He's a Pittsburgh kid. He's from the area.
He's had success other
Yep.
places, but nah.
I don't know. I don't know. And I think they've lost some defensive players as well, you know?
Yeah, well, they got together like the Avengers that were like old last year with like Jalen
Yeah.
Ramsey. I feel like they had Patrick Peterson or something on that team too. Maybe that was a few years
No, it's Patrick
ago.
Queen. That's on
Patrick
that team.
Queen, that's what I'm
That's on that
thinking
team.
of. But
Yeah.
they had a lot of older guys that probably aren't going to be there next year. I'm not
Yeah.
too tapped in on their roster, but I agree with you. They're on my team of teams to miss the playoffs too. So what team do you think is going to sneak in because they're out?
Bengals. I'd pick the Bengals just
Yeah,
because I'm never gonna count out Joe Burrow until he's
you can't.
laying on the ground with his leg snapped in half, like it has been the
And
last 2 or 3
yeah, and
seasons.
their defense has been so bad like so many years, but I feel like this past offseason they really made it a focus to level up that defense with the
Yeah.
Boye Mafe signing, Dexter Lawrence trading for him. Believe they added a few other pieces, but
Yeah.
that's my team too that I think is going to sneak into. I also think the Ravens are going to sneak in, and I think maybe the Texans are going to be out.
Weren't the Ravens in the playoffs last year?
No, the Steelers booted them. Remember?
I thought that was a playoff game, but I
I
may be
think that
wrong.
was the last game of the year, and it was Steelers. Whoever won that game won the division and then got to go in.
I think you might be right. I don't remember. Nah, see, I don't watch AFC. I don't watch AFC at all. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I just watched
CBS,
Red Zone, brother.
I don't watch it unless
Yeah,
the
it was the
Seahawks are
last
playing on
game.
it.
It was the last game to end the year, and the Ravens kicker missed a field goal. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that. I thought that
Yeah.
was a playoff game for some reason. So
No, that was not. Because then the Steelers, they played who'd they play? Now I'm blanking on who they played in the first round.
Texans?
That
No,
might have been it. That
was
might have
it?
been it. Yeah, they played the Texans, and then the
Yeah, because
Patriots
the
played the
Texans
Chargers, I
won.
think.
Yeah, and the Patriots played the Chargers.
Yep.
So I
Yeah,
think
we're
they
right.
played the Texans.
We
Yeah.
always come out to the right thing. It's all good.
So, but I would say them. Shoot, I'm blanking on who else made the playoffs out there. Patriots, Bills,
The Broncos, one team that I
Bronco.
think might sneak in. I don't know how they do it, but Kansas City,
Yeah, I mean,
you can't count them out. But with the Chargers, I think the Chargers are going to take a step forward too. I mean, with Bo Nix, you don't know how long he's going to be out too. They might not. They might start slow. I think
yeah.
that whole division's kind of a big question mark,
Well, that
honestly.
and that and plus, I mean, if you look at it too, I think the Broncos have a new play caller this year too. It's not Sean Payton calling the
You're
plays.
right. Yeah, I
So
heard that.
so I
He
think
still be there.
they have a new offensive coordinator or somebody. I think they promoted from within,
Hmm.
but new coach calling the plays. How is that going to be in Bo's ear? Different schedule. Play the
Hmm.
Seahawks. We can. That's an L guaranteed.
Yeah, I can't wait to go through the schedule tomorrow and just
Yeah,
count out all the W's that we're gonna have.
yeah. I think we're gonna go. Was it 19-0, 18-0?
I think there's 18 games, 17 games. I'm
I was
not sure.
counting
They
playoffs too.
Oh, okay.
Super
21
Bowls.
and 0.
Yeah, 21-0. We're not gonna lose
Uh,
another game for the next 2 years. What do you mean? No, I'm
as
kidding.
you can tell, we're very confident Seahawk fans. Not zero bias too.
Yeah,
Zero bias. It says in our bio, zero
yeah.
bias.
No
This is just
bias at
facts.
whatsoever. We
Facts.
speak nothing but the truth over here. But
Awesome.
yeah. So what do you think? Who do you think? If you had to pick another team to miss, you know, the AFC playoffs, is there anybody else you can think of?
Honestly, out of the teams that made it, I think, like I said, the Texans, Steelers, I think are out. I don't know. I don't know. There's not a lot of room over there. I think the Bills are gonna be in. With Josh Allen, they're gonna be in for sure. Um, I don't know if the Patriots. That's kind of a weird thing to say that the Patriots might not make it, but they're in that division
I mean,
too. Honestly,
that schedule was cheeks. Their schedule was cheeks last year.
yeah.
Let's be
Honestly, that's
honest.
it's so weird to say it, and I sound like a hater, I guess, but maybe the Patriots, honestly, maybe the Kansas City Chiefs take the Patriot spot.
Yeah,
Depending on how big of a distraction, is in that locker room and how well they've, managed to come up with a new roster. That offensive line got exposed, so you got to fix that.
yeah.
I think Drake May is okay, but you know, you just never know, honestly.
I'd like to think that the Bills will make it too,
Yeah,
but I'm not sold on their head coach pick either. You know what I mean?
yeah, Joe Brady, right?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't.
There's a lot of change.
Yeah, no. I mean, there was something like what 9, 10 coaching vacancies. That's third of the league.
There's a lot. I watched the video. It was like 37 different coordinator changes.
Yeah,
That's insane. Offense and defense, I think this is the most in many, many years that it's been like that.
yeah.
Pretty insane.
No, I would agree. Yeah, it's crazy, crazy, crazy. So, but
All right. Well, glad we got that topic going. I'm excited for playoffs, obviously. Excited for the season to start.
yeah, yeah.
But we had a comment from last video. I remember you were talking about. Do you mind reading that comment? We can give our opinion on that.
Yeah, yeah. So we had one of our followers and one of our guys commented and said his name's J Mall Fair, 15 to 790. He said I'd love to hear he'd love to hear us look at some French / practice squad folks and see what players he believes are gonna that may be fringe players that we think are gonna could make the team, will make the
Mm,
team, or possibly miss out. So
yeah.
we got a little list here of people that we think may or may not make the team. Um, and we'll go through that now. I mean, some of the players that I think, I mean, what? Let me pull it up here. I definitely think that Bo Stevens, how you want to say his last name.
Yeah. Bo Stevens.
Yeah, offensive guard, Iowa. I
Yeah.
think he's making the team, and I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't start. I think Anthony Bradford better watch out. I think he's coming for his job. Anthony Bradford was the one weak link on that team
Yeah.
last year, and I mean, God, he was the equivalent of one ply toilet paper. Man, you couldn't stop a nosebleed with him. And he played good in parts, but it's like when he was good, he was good. When he was bad, he was awful. Like
Mm-hmm.
the worst. And
Yeah. I
I mean,
agree.
I know that you root for him, you
I
like
do.
him, he's your favorite player, but what do you think? What's your opinion on some people that may or may not make the team?
Yeah, for sure. So obviously, I think Bo Stevens is definitely making the team. Whether or not he starts or not, I don't think so. I think Anthony Bradford, him seeing the Seahawks draft this guy might just light a fire under his butt. It might make
Mhm.
him work harder. You know what I mean? Competition. It's what Pete Carroll used to, drive home is, you compete like, every single practice. And so I think Anthony Bradford might even take a step forward this year. Um, when I look at the players that we got in free agent or in undrafted rookies and from the draft, honestly, we're a Super Bowl team and we don't have a lot of holes. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of positions that we need filled realistically. Obviously, we're going to keep, the first, our draft picks. We're going to keep those guys. We're not cutting those guys,
Yeah.
majority of them.
I
Even
think
the seventh round guys, I don't think we're
I
cutting.
I believe that we'll keep a vast majority of corners. I don't think we'll
Yeah.
keep very many wide receivers. I mean,
No.
you got to think of it this way, right? We got JSN, we got Torrey Horton, got Cooper Cup, got
Mhm.
Rashid Shaheed. They just signed Bobo to an extension
Yep.
or the not unrestricted free agent, but the restricted free agent deal.
Mhm.
And I think he just got a pretty decent deal for, only catching one touchdown and three passes last year. But
No,
I
I
love
agree.
more Bobo. I love Bobo. Don't get it wrong.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't think the wide receivers are going to be
That's not
really,
our issue. We don't we
yeah.
don't we don't have a lot of issues. That's the thing. So I think a lot of these players maybe in the,
Linebacker. I think we may keep some linebackers.
one guy I had written down that was we didn't draft. He was an undrafted rookie that we signed. We only signed like 6 or 7 of these guys,
Yeah.
because a lot of players don't want to sign with the Seahawks because there's not a lot of wiggle room to fit on a roster here. So, but
Yeah.
one guy I really like is Davion Deal.
Yep.
He's a linebacker. I'm not sure where he's out of, but he had
Texas Christian.
yeah, he had 37 tackles for losses, and 13 sacks in his career. And if that's, that kind of reminds me of like a Drake Thomas type player, a lot
Yeah.
of tackle for losses. I know we signed Drake Thomas to a deal and got Ernest Jones too, but maybe Davion Deal can make, be right behind those guys. And there's a lot of guys that didn't get a lot of playing that was on the team last year that will step up and probably make the team. And, we got a Connor O'Toole and Jared Ivey and some of these guys that, didn't get a lot of playing time last year, but, I think will get some playing time because we lost to Boye Mafe
Yeah.
and things like that. So there's just not a lot of room on this roster. We're a loaded roster, Super Bowl winning team, and
Yeah.
it's hard for these, rookies to really make the squad, honestly. Obviously you'll get majority of these guys will make the team, but
Right.
to get a starting role, I only see Jadarian Price and maybe Bud Clark, getting
Yeah,
a starting role.
I could see Bud Clark just for the simple fact that they're replacing Kobe Bryant. Well, no,
Yeah.
because we still got Ty Okada too, and
I know
Ty
you're a big Ty Okada guy.
he balled out last
He
year, man.
did. He did. He did.
Balled out. I think he
There
had
were
what,
there were
three
times where he
picks.
didn't though, There were
Yeah, well,
times.
yeah,
That
maybe
happens.
it happens. So, but yeah, Neil definitely. I mean, we're gonna need another
Yeah.
corner. Who's
I
that?
th-
Who's that guy that they I'm blanking on his name. I think he's converting from wide receiver to corner, and he's
yeah.
like 6'6".
Yeah, he's huge. Was it I want to say Roddy White or something like that, but that's
No,
the
no.
Falcons
Is
wide
it?
receiver. Ricky White?
No, is it? Let's see here. It's not. Is it Michael Briscoe?
No, that doesn't sound
No,
right.
no, it's not him.
Is it not Ricky White?
I don't think so. Ricky White was the tight end last year, wasn't he? I don't know. We'll have to look it up. That's a discussion for another time.
Yeah, we're in
Because
the depths of the off season right now.
yeah,
Once mini camp starts rolling around and actual training camp, we can really dive deep into these discussions on who's going to make the roster and whatnot. But
hmm
is there any other topics you wanted to touch on
yeah,
while
yeah.
we're here?
Actually, I just thought of one. How do you think the Seahawks coaching staff, or in the offensive coaching staff in particular, are going to do when it comes to integrating themselves into the offense that we had last year? With I can't remember the coordinator's name, the new one we got.
Brian
Um,
Fleury.
yeah, Brian Fleury. How do you think he's going to integrate himself in with Sam Darnold and replacing Clint Kubiak?
Yeah, that's a good question. I obviously he's kind of an unknown. Like he didn't do any offensive coordinating, but he is from the discussions that I've seen online, some interviews, he seems like such a smart dude. And I feel like
Yeah.
that's what Mike McDonald really cares about in the locker room is getting smart people in there and that fit the scheme that Mike McDonald wants. He wanted to run the zone offense. That's why we brought in Clint Kubiak and got rid of Ryan Grubb. And it seems like Brian Fleury coming from that 49ers system, who, some people say, the 49ers have had a really great offense the past 5 years. I'm not denying that they have.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's taken a lot of those things from them, bringing that over here to Seattle to, implement with, JSN and Sam Darnold and Cooper Kupp, obviously, AJ Barner, Jerry Price. I'm really excited to see what he will do.
Yeah.
Lots of unknowns, but the certainty is that he's going to run a similar system, and he knows what Mike McDonald wants. And we did keep a lot of the positional staff too. Our
Yeah.
running back coach, actually running back coach. We got the guy from college. I forget his name, but he's just an assistant guy. But
Yeah.
I think there are some new changes for sure on the whole team, coaching staff wise. But the unknown about Brian Fleury, I'm not too worried about it, honestly.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I would lie. I'd be lying if I said I didn't have some concern. I see. I don't know. I just after watching Ryan Grubb and I'm now, mind you, that was with Geno Smith and
Yeah,
DK Metcalf and everybody. I just worry, that maybe this guy is getting in front of his skis. He's not ready for us. But at the same time, what's next in line, right? He's a tight ends coach. He's moving up the ladder to offensive coordinator.
yeah,
How much did Kyle really go and with his coordinators and go over his game plans and you know develop this and all this stuff that comes with being a play caller? How much did he go into these things? Because I mean, Kyle's the one that calls all those plays, right? It's not
right.
anybody else. So
Yeah, but I feel like the positional coaches have a lot of input. It's not like they don't talk. I feel like he's smart enough to obviously call plays. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Um, I get the weariness for sure. Anytime you get a new coach, you question those types of things. So I'm just excited to see what the product is going to look like on the field. The reason why I feel a little bit less weary is because I feel like it's going to look very similar to what we've had last year, just because they both come from the similar offensive style,
yeah,
Kubiak
yeah.
and Fleury. So, we'll see, but obviously I'm excited for it.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, excited. I'm just excited for football to get back in general.
So excited.
I
So
mean,
excited.
it feels like it's been 2 years and it's only been 4 months. But I guess that tends to be the thing when your team wins the Super Bowl. You're just
Yeah.
waiting to get back. So
Super
wait,
Bowl hangover.
exactly. Well, I'm just excited to watch them drop the banner.
That
And
too. I'm so hyped for that.
I know the rings are coming out in June. We'll have a reaction to that when they do their ring
Yes.
ceremony and go over it. And probably, honestly, I'd like to rate all the rings, past Super Bowl rings,
Oh, that's a good idea. I
and put
like
them in
that.
like a tier of like from S to F. And we'll do that. We'll make something. We'll figure something fun
We'll
out,
figure
bro.
some stuff out. I'm
Yeah.
excited for what we have in store for this channel. Me and Chris are
Yeah.
just getting started, just scratching the surface.
Yep.
If there's anything else you want to say, we can close it out here.
No, I think that's it. I mean, we touched base, and if you guys want to leave, stuff down in the comments that you'd like to hear us talk about, we definitely really appreciate it. It kind of gives us an idea of what you want to hear. Just that way, it's not boring. We'd like to get everyone's opinion on it. It's
Hmm.
it's not just our channel; it's a channel for everybody. We just want to talk sports and have fun and crack
Yep.
jokes. So
Yeah, we don't know everything at all, so
nope.
please put your input in this. We're happy to take it in and soak it in and think upon it and maybe react to it like we reacted to a comment today.
Yeah,
But we appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in again. 4th and 12 podcast, Chris and Larry. We appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
I appreciate you guys. We're out. Have a good night.
Peace.
Hey everyone, thanks again for watching the 4th and 12th podcast. New episodes will be coming weekly as we continue to grow our content. If you like what you heard, please leave a like and hit the follow button down below. Thanks again for watching and have a good night.